Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from wherever you're watching or listening. My name is Caleb Glick. I'm a lawyer here in the great state of Texas with the Calhoun School of Law to bring you a lot of information plenty of bad folks would rather you not have. Today we're going to be providing another installation into our U.S. Constitutional Amendment series going on number 26. So if you haven't gone back and watched 1 through 25, I would encourage you to do so because I'm sure it goes without saying, understanding the entire U.S. Constitution, even amendments that maybe aren't so frequently cited, is going to be very beneficial to you whenever the hostile lawfare state comes to harass you, your family, or your property. Understanding the Constitution in totality is going to be critical in fending off those attacks. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on over to the U.S. Constitution. Like I said, we're going on to number 26. Number 26, another short and sweet one, but very critical one in terms of voting and state sovereignty. So it says here it's passed by Congress March 23rd, 1971, and ratified July. Very quick turnaround. Ratified July 1st, 1971. Very quick to ratify. What is that? Less than 4 months. Section 1 says, the right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years of age or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of age. Section 2, the Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. So why is this one so consequential, despite it not influencing you or impacting you individually by a day-to-day basis? Because again, like the 19th Amendment, like the 24th Amendment, if I remember correctly, every single one of these amendments that influences or alters the ability of the states, the authority of the states to determine how their elections are going to be held, is a total reframing and restructuring of how the U.S. Constitution was first designed, was first created, which is kind of why it's going chaotic and awry. The U.S. Constitution didn't create the states for the benefit of the Union. The vice versa is true. The states formed the Union for their benefit. So if the Union is demanding the states how the Union is going, or how the states can allow their citizens to elect individuals to the Union government, well, then it's contradictory to the entire purpose of the U.S. Constitution. That's why the U.S. Constitution in Article 10 and 9 to the Bill of Rights ultimately say, hey, reminder, the states have infinite powers. The Union has very, very limited powers. And one of those powers given to the Union definitely does not include dictating how states can conduct their elections. In fact, the exact opposite is stated in the U.S. Constitution in the preceding articles, that the states determine how their elections will be held, how their elections will be conducted. So it might seem commonsensical and you take for granted, well, of course 18 years ought to be the voting age because that's when an adult supposedly comes around. Well, you should remember that Thomas Jefferson had written to his, I think, 14-year-old nephew, telling his nephew to carry his rifle when going on walks and going on trips. What the founders understood to be an adult is radically different to what we consider to be an adult today. So whenever you see this amendment and you think, oh, well, of course 18 because that's the age of an adult, that definition has shifted a lot, changes a lot, and will probably change again before the next generation comes around. So the reason the founders left this power, left the entire idea of structuring voting procedure to the states, is because of that subjectivity. So that way the states, again, in the ultimate pursuit of their benefits, got to determine who would be a representative of their ultimate interests, of their will, of their observations and deliberations. Which is why the 26th Amendment, while not individually impacting us on a day-to-day basis, is still very critical to understand and is still very beneficial and advantageous to know for whenever the lawfare state comes to harass you, your family, or your property. So because it's short, let's go ahead and read through it one more time and then we'll go ahead and wrap up the lecture. Amendment 26, Section 1 says, the right of citizens of the United States who are 18 years of age or older to vote shall not be denied or abridged by the United States or by any state on account of age. Section 2 says the Congress shall have power to enforce this article by appropriate legislation. Excellent. So if you have any questions about what was stated in Amendment 26, any of the preceding amendments, any of the preceding lectures that we've done, or maybe a topic you'd like me to cover in the future, go ahead and post those in the comments, as well as if you didn't enjoy this lecture, go ahead and let me know how I can do better so I can best serve the purpose of the Calhoun School of Law, which is to provide you the necessary skills and information to, of course, fend off those lawfare attacks that will, not if, come to harass you, your loved ones, or your hard-earned property. So again, if you have any questions at all, go ahead and post them in the comments. Excellent. So my name is Caleb Glick. I'm a lawyer here in the great state of Texas with the Calhoun School of Law to bring you a lot of information that plenty of bad folks would rather you not have. I'm not sure what the topic for the next lecture is going to be, but I'll do my best to make it as informative and entertaining as this one, if not more so, again, to serve that ultimate purpose of helping you. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and regardless the topic for the next lecture, until I see you then, I bid you all farewell.